Yeah, no, that makes sense. And the audio is much better because as every person sets up their levels, it's really well where on IRLP you may hear one system that's really down like this. And then the next system is really up like the, so you can adjust the various levels. But just to show you where the ERA hub, and this is where we keep the RQQ 146550 hub connected. Okay. This is where, and Andy, you may be interested in this because if you look here, Ballantree is already connected.
Yeah, it's showing that here.
Okay. So if you're on 442 850 SNM in Ballantree, I can talk to you direct right now on 14655 in Little Current. So if I key up the 3A JB monitoring.
Yeah, V3A JB, this is V3R.
Very good. So we're connected, and that's 24/7. Okay. Now,
so my question was, so I got on here and I just tried to link Ballantree directly to Little Current, but now I understand that what I didn't know is that it was permanently connected to the hub. So I would have had to drop that, and I'd had to have hoped that you were dropped as well to work for a direct. So, okay, as long as you know that. My last question is, why is on that listing of the nodes,
yes,
notice everything's a 4-digit number, but the hub is a 5-digit number and not shown.
I can answer that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Back in the early days when they first started this whole thing, they were issuing 4-digit node numbers, and they started to run out of node numbers, so they went to 5-digit node numbers. So a lot of our node, I've been involved with All Star since I think 2008, so it's like I'm one of the older adopters of the technology. So we have a lot of node numbers that are 4 digits that were registered a long time ago. And the newer nodes have more digits. I think now we're getting into 5- and 6-digit node numbers because it's been so popular. If you ever go back to that list of active nodes, well, there's another list that shows all the registered nodes. Some of them are active and some of them are, of course, not on the air and operating. Mm-hmm. So, that's how popular the system is. There's so many node numbers that they've gone to like 5- and 6-digit node numbers. So obviously the higher the number, the newer the number is when it was registered. So that's the reason why they have different numbers.
Thank you. Yeah, okay. But I didn't see, when I looked at that list, I didn't see any 5-digit numbers. So I was there.
Did you do all? Did you do all of them?
Maybe not. I'll have another look.
If you look at the top on that list, to have all.
There's something called dark mode.
Yeah, you'd have to scroll all the way to the bottom to see the higher numbers.
Yeah, like there's a lot.
I see. It just says show 100 nodes.
Yeah, so click on the little down, and you'll see all. Click on all, and that'll give you the whole. There's thousands.
That explains an awful lot. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, numbers are cheap.
Yeah. So as you can see, not only are we connected to Ballantree, we're also connected to Oakville and John XCN on 445-175. We're connected to Perry Sound, okay, on the V3 UPS repeater 444.800. So this is what's really neat about the system is when I go to Southern Ontario, and of course I haven't been in over a year now since the COVID, but when I used to go down for conferences and go down to various things and relatives down south, I'd call John and I say, hey, John, I'm coming down. Can you link the systems together for me? And even though the hub is linked, he can link in the URU system and a few others, which is really neat because I can talk right from my driveway in Little Current through RQQ here, the blue one at the top, see, because we're connected in here, RQQ, and I can, that will take me to Narren Center, if not a little further. And then I get into the Albin URU hub, or the one in Sudbury now, talk through that. Then I go to Albin on Highway 69 South. That takes me down below Point of Barrow, south of the French River. And then I connect to UPS here, this one in Parry Sound. I talk to UPS, and that takes me to the URU repeater in
I think it's yeah. What is it?
just north of Barrie, eh?
Yeah. I'm looking at
And
my map.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
I have a
Well,
question, Al.
yeah. Go ahead, Claude.
You say that as you're traveling, you're linked. Is this an automatic link to each node, or you have to change nodes as you're traveling?
Well, I have to change the channels in my radio, but I have all these frequencies programmed into my radio.
Okay.
Okay. And as I go from repeater coverage and I start to lose the one repeater, I then flip my radio to the next repeater. But those repeaters are connected into the same hub. So I can literally talk to John from on Manitoulin right down to downtown Toronto.
Yeah, but
No
John
problem.
has to take the hub node and turn it on and connect all to the different nodes, correct?
He adds the URU system, which fills in some of the gaps to it.
Okay.
URU is not connected 24/7.
Mhm.
URU is connected during the Procom nets. Okay. But yeah, it's turned down. But if you're traveling to Toronto and you want to use the systems, just give me a call. I can call John and we can connect up. I mean, I know the numbers for URU, but I get John to do it because he controls the system. But
So this has to be done through URU. Like in my situation, let's say if I'm in Mesa
yeah,
and I'm coming back home and I want to use these facilities, I have to connect to URU.
well, then it gets a little bit more complicated. If you're driving across the USA, you're going to have to set up a list in your radio of all those nodes. Okay.
Okay.
Providing those nodes will allow you to connect to our URA hub.
What
Or
you could
you.
probably do,
Yeah.
Al, is
Yeah.
have them connect to the hub node, which does
Yeah.
allow public connections, and then command the hub node to connect to URU. And then
Oh,
that
okay.
way
Yeah.
it link you can actually command a node to link to another node remotely.
That's what I'm asking. Is it possible if I program all the nodes through my my travel? So he's saying I can use a command to connect automatically as I'm traveling.
Yeah, well, what you do is you connect to, say, a node here, say like the hub node, and then command the hub node to connect to URU. So it would pull URU into the hub. And then once you're there, then now you're talking on URU as well as the rest of the system here.
But I think the question he was asking, John, was if he leaves his trailer in Mesa, Arizona, and drives back to Little Current, Ontario. So what I'm saying is he'd have to put in route is route, what or states he's going through, where the local, all-star.
Yeah, he would have to find all the
Yeah.
local repeaters along the way and
Yeah.
and link them one by one,
Yeah.
connect them and disconnect them as he drives through.
Okay, my question was, can I do that automatically? If I have all the nodes in my program, can I link all these nodes as I'm traveling? As soon as I get in a certain, let's say, in a visibility of one of the nodes, and can the radio automatically connect to that node? Or do I have to do a manual connection as I'm moving along?
I think you would have to do a manual connect and disconnect as you go through. Because
Like
they
if
probably wouldn't want like 50 nodes connected all the way across the country until you're done traveling.
No, I'm saying as you're traveling, it would disconnect the one node as you get out of range of that node. Then it would automatically search for the next node and then connect to the next node as you're traveling. There's
No,
no
it doesn't.
such pro. It
No.
doesn't do that.
No, it doesn't do that. No.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not that sophisticated, no. So what would happen is if you're in one node, then you would connect to little current here.
Yeah.
Okay. RQQ 2359. So star 3259 to connect and star 12359 to disconnect.
It's interesting on the map how you see, you click on connections for a lot. I've been sort of looking at the ones in Florida.
Right.
And a lot of them are just one-to-one. You know, there's
Yeah,
the one in
mhm.
Florida, and then the other end of the link is somewhere in the States, which is the home QTH, you know, and the guy doesn't go down south. And
That's
there's
right.
one here I noticed actually, you know, it has a call sign, but it says home after it, you know, so
Yeah.
that's obviously a personal one.
Yeah.
So
And I
these
know,
are all what they call public nodes, which are open for other people to connect to. In addition to this, there are private nodes, which have node numbers below 2,000. And those are, you can't reach them publicly. So you could have a repeater network, repeaters linked together using All-Star, but they're all connected using private nodes, which means the only way to connect into the system is via radio. You wouldn't be able to connect a public node into a private system. So there are a bunch of networks out there that you can't see because they're connected with private nodes. You know, it's like having the old RF links between the repeaters kind of thing. So
Yeah.
in some cases, if you have a public node here and it has a private node attached to it, you might see it on the bubble map, but you can't connect directly to that private node, but you can connect to the public node that might be connected to it.
Interesting. Yeah, there's a local guy here who also I know has a repeater in Ballantrae, and I've just noticed he's got the two linked together.
Who is that? Is that Martin, PWR?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I know Martin.
yeah,
Actually, his repeater is right next to S&M at the same tower site.
yeah, yeah.
And yes, I did set up the node.
Okay. Well,
So there-
that makes it very useful for linking repeaters, doesn't it? Just like Manitoulin.
Well, that's the whole point. It's very, very flexible what you want to do with the technology. There's a number of other things too that, I don't know, Al, if you ever talked about the web transceiver.
No, I haven't gone that far into it, but go ahead while we're talking about it. And I mean, I did bring up that, let's say for a net, let's say we put one of these nodes on our RMI, right? Because we're looking at transition. And John's very well aware of all the politics and stuff with all our repeaters. The day is going to come where we have to pull everything out of McLean's Mountain site, right? We've talked to the club about it. So we're looking at alternatives to RMI, okay, where we're standing. And one is if we get the internet at RMI, then a probability of putting one of these systems on, which will allow other people from all over to be able to connect to us, providing they've done All-Star Link Hub or IRLP like we do on the Procom net. So go ahead, John. Yeah.
Okay. So you've got a taste of the infrastructure of what All-Star can do. There's a few other tricks that it could also do. One of them is called the web transceiver. And so if you go to the All-Star node website where Al was showing the node lists and such, there's another area, and I think you have to create an account to log on, and then there's a button that takes you to web transceiver. And some of these nodes have web transceiver enabled, and what that does is brings you to a page that allows you to connect through your computer and your microphone and headset directly to a node, like we're doing with the video chat, except you're just doing it like a voice chat thing. And you can talk to somebody on that node on the radio from your computer without using a radio. It's kind of like, I guess for those of you who are familiar with Echolink, I guess there's Echolink has a similar thing. Or they also have an app you can use on your phone. And I believe now that there is an app that you can, an Android app that you can use on your phone for connecting to All-Star nodes as well. So you can connect to various nodes that way. But anyway, yeah, the web transceiver, I'm not sure if it's still working correctly or not. There was some issues with the JavaScript or whatever, and newer browsers didn't work anymore. So I'm not sure what the status of all that is. But you used to be able to go to the All-Star website, click on and log in, click on the list of nodes that have web transceiver enabled. And if they're enabled, then you can link to that that hub or that node. And again, with your microphone and keyboard, you can actually talk on the air without actually using a radio, which is kind of neat, especially if you're running a net. By the way, one of the things I wanted to let you know about All-Star links, all the links are full duplex, okay? Unlike IRLP, when one person is talking, you can't hear anybody else talking, as I said way back when, because on the hub, it's the first person to get to the hub locks out everybody else until they stop talking. All-Star, all the links are full duplex. So if somebody keys up on, say, on S&M, and then somebody keys up on YYZ, then you're going to hear both of them talking all at the same time because all the links are full duplex, which is kind of an advantage. It's like on HF, you can hear all the guys checking in on the pileup. So there's some advantages to that kind of linking versus the other technologies. In the case of the simplex node on the island there, well, that's a different story because it's not a full duplex node. So you have to wait until it stops talking before you can respond, but you still hear the other guys, if they're stepping on each other or whether they're coming through. So that's one of the advantages of the full duplex links. So if you're on there, like the web transceiver, or you're using one of these telephone apps, and somebody's talking on the repeater at the same time, you're going to hear them. So it's not like you're stepping all over them and you don't know they're talking. So there's a neat advantage to that as well.
Clever.
Anyway, back to you, Al.
Yeah, okay, with it. Are you familiar with this DV switch, John? I just found out about it this week. And
yeah, I know of them. I haven't really paid attention to it lately, so I'm sure there's all kinds of new goodies out there.
Yeah, so there's a new app that looks like this on the phone here. Where are we? Right there. Okay, that looks like that. Uses the IAAX system. So you bring that up, and now I get this type of sign up. Okay, with the keyboard. I don't know if are you seeing here? Let me just stop the share so you can see my screen a lot larger. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Okay, but what you have to do is you have to set up an account, which looks like this. Okay. And you can click on a number of the IAX2 accounts. So if I click on this one, now I have to be able to fill in the following information. So I need, the protocol is IAX2. Host name, I need to know the port number. I need to know the username. I need to know the password. I need to know the caller ID. And once that's done, you go in. There's more to it. Let me focus here.
Okay, so I think I know what that is. It's like
yeah.
a phone version of the IX PTT
right.
thing,
Yeah.
the console thing that originally is a piece of software also that you can download and install on your computer that allows you to connect to nodes directly. And again, using your headphone and your microphone, you can connect to that node and talk out on the air. I kind of use that when I'm commanding nodes here. If I manually manipulate that stuff, I use a tool very similar to that. It's a lot older, but it's on my computer. But it looks like they managed to export it for your cell phone as an app.
Yeah, no, it's good on the Android because not only can you do, it says Echo Link here through DMR, YSF, C4FM, right? You can do that, but you can also do it for all Starlinks too with it. So I'll have to
Okay, so
read
they
up. And
managed to bridge it to all the other technologies too. That's cool.
yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, this has just come out, so you know
Yeah,
what?
who needs a radio anymore,
Who
right?
needs a radio? I got a bunch of radios for sale. Anybody's just
I
use
don't
your
think so.
cell phone. But yeah. Okay, good. All right. I'm just getting a text here. So yeah, so I'll have to sit down with you there, John, and find out for what those numbers are for 2359 up the hill here.
Yeah,
I think
basically, I have to supply that information
Yeah,
to you.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not a publicly connected thing.
No, no.
So if you had a bunch of nodes, then yeah, the node owner would have to provide that information to you, and then you could put it into your app. And then, like I said, for the locals there, we can set that all up.
Sure.
And then everybody, if they wanted to run that app, then they could dial into the RQQ node and get connectivity that way.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that sounds a great thing for sure. Is there a link to the whole world map? Well, I guess that was the world, but I'm thinking bubble map for the world. I used to be able to.
Well, if you go to
Yeah.
list and stats on that page.
Statistics?
No, if
Oh,
you get rid of your pull down.
Okay, yeah.
You go to list and stats there in the green bar.
Oh, list and stats, yeah.
So there's a bunch of list of different stats if you click on it.
Okay, yeah.
So there's an all-star node list, which is all the registered nodes, and then there's
Right.
the active node list, live node connection, and I think there's somewhere in there there's a bubble
Node
map.
status and maps.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just.
So here you on the right hand side, if you're looking for a particular node, you can just type in the node number and it'll filter it out and go right to it.
Right. So if you know the node number, so if we're looking for 2359 and hit enter, there it goes there. It brings you right up to.
And you see the node number and then you click on the bubble map for it.
You click on the bubble for that and that'll take you back. So just to finish off, if you saw that, we've got RQQ, but we've got John linked to RQQ. Through RQQ, it's linked to the hub, and we've got Ballantrae, Oakville, Owen Sound, Hamilton, Niagara Falls, and London, SUE. Now, on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock and Sunday nights at 8 o'clock, this bubble expands right across the province and everything is linked together so you'd see all the things. But right now, today, if I were to make a call out on 146.55 with the 156 hertz tone, I'd be coming out through Ballantrae, through Oakville, through Parry Sound, through Hamilton, Niagara and the Lake, London, Ontario, and Toronto, YYZ. And those are the key repeaters that cover all of the GTA area. With Niagara, WAJ is on top of the Skylon Tower in Niagara Falls. So, I mean, that goes right up to Hamilton. You've got a couple of repeaters. There's one on the HUM, right, John? That's right up on,
Yeah, that's on the CH Tower in Hamilton.
CH Tower in Hamilton is huge coverage, and that'll cover right over to Kitchener, Waterloo area, right over to the GTA, and then you've got YYZ, which is top First Canada Place, right down Toronto on the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce there, right at the top of that building, and it covers right up, and then Ballantrae, up Highway 400, and we've got Oakville with XCN and that area. So, I mean,
yeah, that's
and then
the secret ERA headquarters.
That's John's call sign, V3XCN, his other one. And
actually, just that particular node 2249.
Yeah.
For the Procom net, we also have a bridge. Yeah. Quite rude, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also have an IRLP node that's patched into the network. And I have a local one here at my house that's bridged over on node 2249. So for areas that don't have all-star connectivity, but they have IRLP, then they can connect into an IRLP reflector that we use for the Procom net. And that connects our system into at that point. So that's what 2249 is.
Yeah, and that's why RQQ, UHF 444.300, the IRLP repeater, also transmits the Procom net on Thursdays and that. But the thing you have to remember, if nobody keys up within 20 minutes, the link is dropped. And if you need to reconnect RQQ, the node number is 9055. 9055 is the reflector that the Procom net is connected to. So a little bit of complications in that, but you know what? The system is here, and I'm going to talk to John later, get all the details on that new app. It's called DV Switch. You can go to, it's got to be Android. They haven't done it for iPhones yet, but DV Switch, and you can download it on your, and you'll be able to get in and check into those things off your cell phone. If we can eventually configure it with D-Star and all the others, it's kind of cool. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else that we need to show them on here? I know there's that. Let me just go back one. I don't know if we can do here. Which one was it? Was it keyed nodes? Map of nodes? No. Go back one. Okay, list and stats. All-star node list. All right. So this is, if you go to this website and go to list and stats and all-star node list, you will notice that some of the hubs are in green, okay, and others are blank. And there's green here. So let me go down. This is only 30 nodes. I want to do all. So we're processing. Let that connect. If it's in green, it means the internet is connected and is working. If it's in white, the internet is down. Okay. And like John said, a lot of people get their hotspots, put it on all-star, and then they turn their hotspot off, right? So it's not connected. So you're not going to see them all connected at any given time. But if you go down and we look at ours, 2359, where are we here? 2359, 2359, 2359. There we go, 2359, it's in green, which means we've got the operator is VA3RQ for V3RQQ, 145 that way. Now yours, Rusty, and this is the other thing because we were talking to Bill Noon, 2475, which is Espanola. And I don't think it's on the air because he changed his router. And yeah.
You just passed it. There it is. Yeah.
2475 V3WVU. So it's in white, which means it's offline right now. And 444, 450. Now it's still listed as Mindamoya. We got to switch that to Espanola and that with it. But, and the reason why it's offline, it's not because the internet's not there. They bought a new router, and for their thing, we just have to go and configure it to plug it in and set up the parameters on it. But we've been locked down, so Rusty and I haven't been able to get up there to get it going. And then 27505, and you were talking about 5-digit numbers there, Andy. I mean, you got to really go down to go 27505. And they've had some problems with the internet down in Manitowoc. So keep scrolling down, 27505. Where are we here? 273. Keep scrolling. As you can see, there's a lot of nodes that are out there. Not all are connected. Okay, 27505. Or was it 28505?
Yeah, it might be 28505.
28505.
Yeah,
It's so long.
it's good because it actually shows you what's a repeater or not based on the frequency.
Right.
You can see whether it's simplex or a repeater.
That's it. And that, like, yeah, technically what we've got at McLean's Mountain is like a hotspot, but just on a larger scale, right? With a big radio, 60-watt radio connected to it. And
I came across one here that actually under the frequency, it just says no radio.
oh,
Yeah, it's basically what the owner puts in when they registered the node under, frequency field. They just said home or basement or
Yeah.
testing or whatever.
Yeah.
okay. So here we are here, 28505. What's the WT beside it? You know, it's
Yeah,
must
that
be
just
off
means the node is enabled for web transceiver access.
Oh, okay. Web. So RQ again, V3RII 444175 with a 156 in Manitowoc and that. So it's got internet. It's just not connected right at the moment. So we've got to go and check that. And as soon as we hook the internet to it, it'll turn green and it's accessible that way with it. But yeah, I mean, any location in the, in North America, around the world, has got a lot of this stuff. So you just go to this thing and play around. Look at, I'm right here. I can keep going. Like, look how many right across the world. I can just keep scrolling down there and keep going and going and going and going and going and going and going, So it's quite a popular system that way with it. So that basically covers a lot. John's still here if anybody's got further questions on it. But again, another system to use for, Manitoulin and